Vlad, you know what I want to know? Why do you interview Tony Yayo so much, Vlad?
He didn't get stabbed.
Vlad, shut the f up with that shit.
Okay.
Rollins! That's the point you get movies with! Oh! Yo, what? Not my video. Yes, I don't want you out my
So you missed the viral. You missed the viral right now. Tell me how many views you did when you put out this story about Tory Lanez and Roc Nation, because you said a lot of crazy things, and I don't want to tell people what you told me. I want you to tell the people.
It's at about, I don't know, 13, 14 million impressions on that one tweet. Mm-hmm. Then if you count all the other, media outlets that picked it up and the TikToks and, the Instagrams and the other Twitter accounts, probably 100 million, easy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm.
So what made you wake up, right, Uncle Murda? Mm-hmm. We was thinking, what made him wake up and want to troll today? Because it seemed like, is it trolling or what is it? What is it to you, Murda?
It seemed like Vlad is trolling. I think you're trolling because I'm like, this can't be true. I don't see these guys paying him to do all of these things. But it's everywhere right now, so everybody want to know. And I'm glad you gave us the exclusive interview and all that, Vlad. Thank you.
So tell us, because I thought you was hacked. I said Vlad got to be hacked or Vlad is trolling. So get into the story with Roc Nation and Tory Lanez, the biggest thing on the internet. Let's get into it on The Real Report.
All right. So I've been talking about the Tory Lanez Megan situation right after it happened. And as the information came out, and as, Megan said that I'm going to testify, and, I've quoted you a lot, if you have someone that you shoot and they get on the stand and say, you shot me,
right?
And this woman on top of that, there's a very slim chance you will beat that in trial. You might as well just plead out. So as they're going back and forth, and he's antagonizing her and, she's responding and everything else like that, I start saying in my interviews, Tory's going to jail. And everyone's like, oh, you're a hater, whatever. And I'm like, look, based on what I see, he's going to go to jail. He DM'd me, trying to figure out what I know, calls me a cop, whatever else. That's whatever, man. I'm
so
not
Tory Lanez DM'd you and called you a cop? I never knew this.
Yeah, he did
Free
that.
Tory.
That's whatever.
Free Tory Lanez.
I don't care about that. I think Tory Lanez is a dope artist.
Definitely.
Vlad have been called all type of names.
What was that?
I said you've been called all type of names.
All types of names. All types
I
of
agree.
names.
I agree. Vlad is my friend, though. Vlad is my friend. He's my guy. He helped me with a lot of stuff with learning about this podcast thing, and he never really hated on anybody from what I see. Now, does he pick on people sometimes? He doesn't know. He does, Murda. Yeah. And it's cool. And this time you're picking on Roc Nation and Tory Lanez. Well, not Tory Lanez, just Roc Nation.
No. I'm not even picking on Roc Nation. So basically, leading up to the trial, I was one of the only people in hip hop media that kept saying Tory's going to be found guilty and he's going to go to jail. That doesn't make me a hater, doesn't make me a snitch or a cop. It's just based on the public information. I was following the trial. I'm like, he's going to go to jail. And everyone, whenever I did a poll on Twitter or, YouTube, 80% of my viewers said, no, he's going to beat it. He's going to walk away. She's lying, whatever.
I predicted it too. Not to cut you off. I predicted it too. Remember, I said it to you. I said, nah, when you got somebody that's saying you shot them, I don't know. The case is not looking.
It's not looking good, right? Mm-hmm. So lo and behold, he gets found guilty and he goes to jail. Mm-hmm. And he files an appeal and the appeal falls through. And you think that that's the end of it. But constantly you see all this news footage that keeps coming out where it's like, yo, no, she never got shot. He actually had a press conference, like his lawyers had a press conference that said he didn't shoot her. Kelsey was shooting the gun and he hit her arm. The gun fell to the floor and fired twice. And that's how she got hit. Now, listen, man, I'm not Nicholas Irving, the Army sniper, but I have handled guns throughout my life. And I can tell you, if I threw a gun on the floor 1,000 times, I don't think it would fire twice.
Right.
Am I right?
That don't sound too believable, but yeah, I know what you're saying.
Right.
So what made you wake up though? This is the real report.
So this is what happened, right? So that morning, a bunch of like Daily Loud and a bunch of other like Dama's News, I believe, and a bunch of other like media outlets that I follow starts running this video of Tory's lawyers saying that Kelsey's bodyguard has come forward and said that Kelsey's the shooter, not Tory. And everyone's going crazy over this footage. And I'm looking at this going like, this is from last May. This already came out almost a year ago. The appeal went through and it didn't happen. The appeal was struck down. And so I posed this. I'm like, yo, you're an idiot to think that this is somehow news and that this is somehow going to overturn this. And people in the comments, yeah, but Roc Nation, they bought off the jury. And Rock, it's really Jay-Z. Because remember, Tory's dad, like after Tory was found guilty, went on this whole rant where he was screaming about Roc Nation and Jay-Z in the courtroom and everything else like that. Right? So I said, okay, listen, like this has gotten so stupid at this point that I'm going to just do a tweet where I'm going to take every conspiracy theory around this and just list it one after the other. I got paid by Roc Nation. Jay-Z paid off the jury. And he paid off the judge and did a verse for the judge's grandson. Right?
Oh my God.
And he paid the Mexican dude to stab Tory in prison. And he paid off the doctor to say that she got shot when she really wasn't. And he paid off everyone else. Like yo, and I'm like, okay, this is so stupid that no one's gonna believe this.
So you're saying the internet does what it does best. Twist stuff up, change the conspiracy theories. But you know why it's trolling? Because you had to know the Jay-Z verse was crazy, but him getting stabbed by Roc Nation and all that might be believable to some people.
It might be believable. It might be believable. So you mean to tell me that Jay-Z, where he is in life right now, right? He's a billionaire. He's considered one of the greatest ever. He's going to risk all that to pay a pedophile, a Mexican pedophile, to do a murder in prison over a guy with who's antagonizing an artist that's not even a big priority to Jay-Z.
But Vlad, you're a credible. Listen, you're a credible source to the culture. Yes. So people are like, a lot of people are like confused from what I'm hearing. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of. It's just coming from you. So people don't know if you're hacked or you was trolling or.
I was not hacked, man. I was trying to prove a point, and I proved it. That
no matter was trying to prove
whatever stupidity you put out there, there's going to be millions of people that eat it up, and I was right. No matter how stupid it is, no matter how totally unbelievable it is, there's going to be someone that eats it up. And look, millions of people ate it up. Millions. I proved my point. Did I prove my point?
You definitely did, because people ran with the story and it definitely went viral. That's why we got you on The Real Report right now. Like, share, and subscribe, you know what I'm saying? And we get to everything that's real. So where do we go from here? Because you're a credible source. You're a part of the culture, Vlad. So people like, what are you hearing? How people are calling your phone? What are they saying?
And I want to know, Vlad, how do you feel about people like, because you cool as shit, right? But how do you feel about people saying you're a culture vulture too, Vlad? This the Real Report, so we really want to know.
Vlad doesn't care. He has a lot of money, ladies and gentlemen.
But I want to know how he really feels about that, though. Because he's been a part of the culture for so long.
Very long.
So for people to say that, how do you feel about that, Vlad?
Yeah. I mean, what's interesting is that the both of y'all, I was like doing interviews with the both of you before Vlad TV.
Yep.
You guys were part of Vlad's DVD era.
Facts.
For real. So you guys know how far I go back. Man, I don't care about that. Every white person in hip hop is called that at some point. You know, Steve Rifkin gets called that. Look how much he's contributed. Take Lyor Cohen out of hip hop, and you would have a very different hip hop. People don't want to admit that, but there's a reason why he became president of Def Jam, and then the head of YouTube Music. He was president. He was a chairman of another. He was chairman of, I think, Atlantic at one point. Like, I may be getting it wrong, but it's like, I'm fine with being called that. But, at the end of the day, it's like, at what point do you just say, we have to use our common sense? What's interesting about that particular tweet is that there's probably maybe like at least 100 replies where people are asking Grok, is this real? And every time Grok says, no, it's parody, it's sarcasm.
Right.
So AI knows sarcasm better than human beings now. Isn't that sad? Isn't that kind of sad? That AI does a better job of telling someone it's sarcasm than the person themselves, an actual human being. That's what's sad about this.
I never thought like that. That's crazy.
Yeah. Every time Grok doesn't even get shit right sometimes. And every time Grok got it right, Vlad is being sarcastic. It's not real. This is a joke. Every time.
Vlad, you know what's crazy? When I look at like the DVD era, when I look at like the MySpace era, you know that the kids now don't know about. You know, it was World Star, it was This Is 50, it was Vlad, it was Forbes DVD. You know, and then, you know, Fendi and them had to come up, but they didn't have the website. So you had to come up, and of course you had Cocaine City with French, and you had what's my man that always had the girls? You know my man.
Oh yeah.
Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero, shout to Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
It
Of course,
was
you had
just
Smack.
you had Smack, of course.
Smack, what up, Smack?
And that was the DVD, and then we transitioned into the internet, where somebody get knocked out or whatever, anything happens, World Star. And then you had Vlad TV, you had This Is 50, and you had Forbes DVD. So when I look at the sport that we in, hip hop, music, entertainment, I think it breaks all color barriers. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because when I'm overseas and somebody knows my daughter name, my son name, knows everything about my life, and they break down when my album dropped, that person might not even be black. Or if we in Mexico or Colombia and people know the music, it breaks every barrier in the world to me. We performed everywhere in the world. Armenia, Dubai, Italy, France, India, all parts of Africa, Morocco, Johannesburg, Angola. The list goes, like, you got some more for me? Tanzania. Give me some more, like.
Like Drew.
Like the barber in the building. Give me some more. Give me some more, like. Give me some more, like, huh? Yeah, give me just anywhere in the world. Cause he like the barber flew more places than me. So Qatar and
Kakistan, right?
Russia.
Well, pause. That sounds crazy, but we was in this park called Kakistan or something like that.
St. Petersburg, Russia, and Moscow. You know, this is what I'm saying. So there is no color barrier on music. I feel like it breaks every barrier because there's some people that don't even understand English that listen to music. You know? But back to Vlad trolling though, right? You did a good job, Vlad. I like that, man.
Thank you. Hey, man, listen, I think that we have to use our brains sometimes. And it's easy to think that there's always a conspiracy. There's always like something behind the scenes and so forth. And that was like, for example, like when I did the Keefe D interview, part of the reason why I did it was there were so many conspiracy theories about Tupac getting killed. Suge did it. Really? Like, if you want to kill someone and you weigh 300 pounds and they weigh 100 pounds, would you have them shoot up the car while you're in it?
Yeah, it's not too smart, but yeah.
You know nobody trusts Suge back in them days, though. You know,
the government
so
did
it's going to be conspiracy theories.
Yeah,
and things
you just heard Suge was
the police did it. They
something.
swapped the body. He's still alive in Cuba. And it's like, all right, well, let me actually show you guys. This is the guy that was actually in the car when it happened. The last living person.
Well, you know, they got the conspiracy now saying Jeffrey Epstein is still alive. A guy looks just like him with the beard walking around.
Oh, man.
But we don't know. Didn't Robert Duvall pass away today?
Yeah, rest in peace.
Rest in peace to Robert
Rest
Duvall,
in peace to him. Godfather, one of the classic mob movies. What is one of your best classic mob movies? Give me 4 or 5 of them, or maybe 1 or 2 of them, Vlad.
I mean, I think my favorite just piece of cinema about the Italian mob is Casino.
Okay.
Just because it's so much longer than a lot of the other films, and you got a chance to really develop the story and see the relationships. And Joe Pesci was a lunatic.
Definitely.
He was in top form. And this one, I mean, Goodfellas is an absolute classic. Godfather 2, that was my favorite Godfather film. Donnie Brasco, that was a classic. Man, people love, I interview a lot of Italian mafia guys. I'm trying to get some of them on your show.
Definitely.
Okay.
Who are some of the mob guys you interview? Let people want to know.
Shit. Sammy the Bull.
Okay.
Sammy the Bull. I remember at one point
he told but killed 19 people. I didn't mean to cut you off.
At least, maybe more. Maybe at one point I remember we talked about this. he was selling.
Don't make them hot, saying maybe more. You know what they're gonna say about it. Vlad tried to get him knocked. I'm telling you, how they be talking, Vlad.
Like I think on his YouTube channel, he was selling Sammy the Bull 19 shirts.
Oh, that's bold.
Yeah. And he said, "Oh no, we took it down. I didn't realize they were doing it." He backed up off that.
Got you.
Wow.
Yeah, Sammy the Bull, Michael Franzese, man, a lot of big mob dudes, man. And a lot of FBI agents that busted him. Joey Merlino, the alleged Philly mob boss. Yeah, that was a really big one.
They just had something on Netflix
his first ever real interview was on my platform, and now he's out of there. Now he's doing his own podcast and everything else like that. Yeah, man, a lot of interesting deals, and Merlino, I felt was the most active in terms of a lot of the dudes I interviewed cooperated.
He was real flashy. He didn't cooperate, Merlino, right?
No, he never cooperated. But what I'm saying is that most of the dudes I interviewed cooperated at some point. Sammy cooperated, Michael Franzese somewhat cooperated, and so forth. Joey never cooperated. So every answer that's mob related is I don't know.
He was official. They had something about him on Netflix, right? Him and the whole Philly mob. Yeah, that was official. Yeah, I like the Joey.
Oh yeah, what was the name of that?
I forgot, the Philly mob, something like that was on Netflix, but I remember that.
Right now, I'm binge watching Light. I'm binge watching Hijack with Idris Elba. Oh my God, man! The first season is crazy, man. That's the best thing on TV for me right now. What you watching?
That's not the best. You seen A Night of the Seven Kingdoms?
No, I haven't watched that.
That's part of the whole Game of Thrones universe.
Okay.
In the last episode, oh my God, it was they made a scene where 7 knights have to fight each other in just this dirt field, and the level of violence is just something different.
Oh, I'm gonna watch that.
Hey, think about that. Just a bunch of knights in armor on horses and jousts and maces and swords, just going all out trying to kill each other. 7 versus 7. Just a level of violence that you rarely see that type of violence accurately depicted on TV. Amazing.
What you watching, Light? What you watching, the barber?
I'm currently watching Gangs of London right now. Season 2 just came back out. That's
that's good
right now. Yeah, Gangs of London is popping.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I think I watched the first season.
Yeah, the first season. Yeah, part 2 just came out. Gangs of London is popping.
Yeah. But by the way, shout out to Aiden Ross, man. I remember, I think I dissed him for the first time when you guys were on my show.
Ross? Shout to Aiden Ross.
We worked it out, man. I went to his, Adam 22 and Jason Love had that fight, and Aiden Ross was the one that hosted it. So we actually went to his event, and I watched it. And afterwards, we actually
Aiden cool. He just got to lay off Doechii. Shout to TDE, man. You got to shout to Top and everybody over there. You got to lay off Doechii, man. I'm a big fan of hers. My daughter is too. Shout to Manaya.
Yeah, no, she's dope, man.
She's a big fan.
The whole TDE. Man, come on,
she tell me, come on, don't mess with Doechii, man.
Yeah.
People take that personal.
But we actually, we met up face to face. We hugged it out. We exchanged numbers. We're going to do an interview. We've been in contact ever since. And he's like, man, and that's what I realized about this new breed of internet, people is that they don't take nothing personally. They just keep it moving.
I learned from you. Me and Murda's getting a lot of hate now that we're blowing up and we're doing a number. Shout to the volume. Shout to all the haters. And I just embrace the hate. I'm seeing a lot of sideline hate, indirect hate, but we don't care. Because we eating smoked duck in Morocco, baby. But Vlad, since we got you here, man, one of the most biggest music execs in the world, Interscope, shout to Jimmy Iovine. I could tell y'all my illest Jimmy Iovine story is me and him and 50 eating lunch on top of Interscope. And I kept my mouth shut the whole time. Shout out to Jimmy Iovine, Dr. Dre, Eminem, everybody over there, right? Paul Rosenberg, 50. Did you hear what he said about how streaming is going to be obsolete soon?
Obsolete.
Absolutely. Yeah. I watched that whole interview, man. Great interview.
He correcting my words too, Vlad.
I got the whole.
Sometimes
I
fuck up. You got me. I like that.
Hold my brother down.
Because I teach them about the salad fork, and now he's teaching me about words. It's my brother though. We gonna take it easy though.
Did you see the last interview where Yayo kept calling Bad Bunny Babs Bunny?
Yo, I
seen that. You had to check. I seen that.
I corrected him, and he kept going back to calling him Babs Bunny.
Yo, I don't know why I be doing that sometimes. I start calling people what I want to call them. It's a bad habit. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I be tripping,
That's
man.
my man.
I gotta stop smoking so much bud and get in the gym, man. I gotta stop, man. I'm gonna slow down, man. Shout to the Unique Dispo, though.
You heard?
Indoor too, huh?
I mean, what Jimmy said was interesting is that he basically said how all the record labels made a deal with Spotify, and now Spotify is bigger than all the record labels put together. Like in terms of the market cap, if you look at how much Spotify is worth versus what the record labels are worth, all of them put together are worth less than just Spotify. And the record labels only get like a small percentage of the overall pie. So what he was saying is that in the future, Spotify may not be necessary, or streaming services may not be necessary, because you'll be able to, he basically said that music is like the only industry where the artist or the label and the consumer don't connect with each other. They always go through a third party. So they're always reliant on a third party, whether it's, distribution, or physical distribution or now digital distribution. It's like they still can't get directly to the person who's buying the product because the middleman controls that. And that's what he's saying. He's saying in the future that might change, and it needs to change. But we'll see.
How would that change, though?
Well, if you don't need Spotify,
right.
And what he said was interesting also was that when you look at Spotify, most of the money goes to just the top artists, the Drakes, the Taylor Swifts, the Kendricks, whatever.
Because they're doing the most streams.
Right. But the way it's structured is like, let's say a person pays $10 a month, a certain percentage goes to who he listens to. And if only 1% is going to the independent artists, like everyone who's uploading music who's not this megastar, they're really making almost nothing. Mm-hmm. The Drakes are doing okay.
They're not even getting paid. You could say they're not even getting paid.
Okay, so for example,
if you got
you guys
streams.
do well on streams?
When
you look at the catalogs that are up on DSPs with your catalogs, do you guys make a lot of money or not really?
Yeah, I make some decent money.
A good amount of money.
Shout out to Empire. Shout out to guys in need. I just did a deal for 7 figures with the music, so it's definitely still money in music.
Shout to Empire.
Shout out to
Empire. Cut me a check. Me and Murda got a project.
We definitely do got a project. They working on it. Yeah,
like we got you. We got you on that check.
It's still money in music, guys.
That was A&R by Lightro the Barber, man.
Guys ain't them doing great over there. So it's still money in music for artists like Free Chef G and Sleepy. They still making a bunch of music off. Like so,
but it ain't Taylor Swift money though.
Of course, we know that, but it's still money that people they feeding their families off of this money. Like,
but what Jimmy Iovine was saying that the artists like Taylor Swift and Kendrick and like that they benefit, because they do streams. Yeah.
They gonna benefit more, but we gonna still benefit as well. Like we good. We don't need Taylor Swift money to survive. Where we from? Like that. Yeah. Like you know what I mean?
No, I understand what you're saying, but I'm saying that's what Jimmy Iovine was saying. Like. And then he said something about like, there's no exclusive, like artists being exclusive.
Yeah. The exclusives are dead.
Yeah, remember, because everybody's on Instagram.
People were like dropping on Tidal exclusively, and it wasn't going on Spotify.
Right.
But then it messed up people's first week sales. I think that's the problem. Is that in music, people care about the perception more so than the money. Right. The fame becomes more important. And it even makes financial sense because a lot of the money comes from the touring, right? So if you don't have the fame, the touring doesn't come with it. But remember, everyone was dropping exclusives on Tidal and no one was charting in the top 10. So people just stopped doing that. Even though might have been more money by dropping exclusively on Tidal. When you don't drop it on Spotify and Apple Music, you don't hit the charts. And then it ends up looking like you're not a big artist. And then, it's like a domino effect. But there was more money in it. I remember I looked into, like, Kanye dropped Donda 2 on the stem player. I don't know if you ever saw it.
Yeah.
Device. You could actually take out like the vocals, take out the drums. And
I remember that. I remember when he had that.
He was selling it for like $200 and he sold like an insane amount. Like I remember I did the math and like he made something like $2 or $3 million off just that. And he didn't even sell that many, but it was a high ticket price and it was direct. And it was like, yo, and you didn't even hear about it. It didn't hit the charts, but he made way more than if he had released it publicly.
And hit the charts. Got it.
I think that's what Jimmy is saying. And listen, that remains to be seen. We'll see.
I mean, I think guys like Jimmy Iovine could predict the future when it comes to music, because we was on Interscope when things was changing. When things went to iTunes and stuff like that, we was in that transition. Like we went from hard copies to, streaming. So we seen the transition. And that's when they, did the headphones and was working with Apple. So a guy like Jimmy Iovine and, Dr. Dre, they predict the future in music.
Of course.
Like from my opinion, from what I've seen from them. And
Yeah. So when he says it, you gotta, perk your ears up.
Definitely look
I remember when me and Leo Cohen spoke a couple of years ago, and I said, "What's the main priority for YouTube?" Because he's the head of YouTube Music Global. He said, "Shorts." I paid attention. I started doing more shorts, and sure enough, YouTube Shorts have surpassed like TikTok Shorts. So
wow, I never knew that. That's good information,
it's a thing, man. When people high up talk, you should listen.
I would think TikTok was more. That's crazy.
Nah, man. YouTube is a monster, man. YouTube is a monster. And at the end of the day, in terms of businesses, like if you're a business and trying to make money off your content, there's nothing like YouTube. No one even comes close.
I love YouTube.
YouTube accounts for like 90% of our revenue. Yeah, we make a few percent off Spotify, a few percent off Facebook, a few percent off of Snapchat, and some other money here and there. But really, when it comes to serious money and where we really park our content, it's YouTube.
So let me ask you a question, because me and Murda was talking about this. Shout out to Joe and Jada. Shout out to
Joe and Jada.
Charlemagne, The Breakfast Club, Envy, Just Hilarious, Lauren, everybody
The
up
whole
there.
crew.
So we know now you no longer see them on YouTube anymore. They're on Netflix. Would you take a Netflix deal if the money was right? Or what do you feel about that? Netflix versus YouTube?
I don't see Vlad going to Netflix. I think Vlad loves his YouTube thing for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, every deal, makes sense if there's enough money in it. Right. But it has to be like, for example, right. I'll just expose this because it was such a stupid deal. Patreon approached me. Right. And I've had a lot of bad deal offers, but this by far, it was the worst deal offer I ever had. So they approached me. They said, "Listen, you have a really strong membership section of your YouTube channel. We want to talk to you about bringing your members over to Patreon, and we'll guarantee you 2 years of what you would have gotten on YouTube, to go to Patreon." And I said, "All right, this sounds interesting, right?" So this is a lot of money because there's talking about thousands and thousands of members, right? So
you make a lot of money, Vlad. Go ahead, keep talking.
Yeah, I do okay with it. But it's an important part of the business that I've grown over years. I mean, started with 0 members, and now it's like over 10,000 members. So I'm like, all right. So I had the conversation with everyone, and I'm like, they're like, yeah, and here you could, we offer this and we offer that. And I'm like, all right, before we go any further, are you asking me to shut down my YouTube membership and go exclusively with Patreon? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, so I'm going to shut down a successful growing business and go to you guys to make the same money I'm already making with that business. It doesn't work out over here. I go back and there's no business anymore, because once you shut down the membership, all the members go away and you have to rebuild from zero. I said, how on earth does this make any sense? You're offering me the same amount of money I'm making over here to come over there. It don't work out and I have nothing to go back to. They're like, well, lots of people. I'm like, man, this is stupid. Y'all wasting my goddamn time. I said, pay me 10 times what I'm making in a year and I'll consider it. Oh no, we can't do that. And I'm like, well, then we don't have a conversation. You're wasting my fucking time. It's a stupid ass offer. A stupid ass offer.
Stupid ass.
That's like saying, listen, whatever you guys make in streaming money, I'll match it for 2 years. And then if it doesn't work out, you go back to making zero.
Yeah, it don't make no sense.
Yeah, like
right.
Give me some extra. I need some extra.
There was nothing that I said, give me 10 times. Give me a 10-year stretch to work it out. And then, give me that money up front. We could talk about it. Oh, no, we can't do that.
Yo, Vlad, how do you feel about our setup? Because right now they got all these fucking lights. I feel like I'm in a spaceship a little bit. Super.
Now we popping right now.
I love we got the lights, cameras, action, man. But, the number one rule you always told me was to embrace the hate. and I'm really getting it now. And shout out to all the people that show the love that been watching the show. You know, y'all make sure, you know, we sponsored by Hard Rock Betting. You make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe.
But hold up, you know
we
what?
doing them numbers. Hold on, Murda. We said we're gonna stop cutting each other off.
Go ahead, yeah. Go ahead,
Because we reading the comments talking about our arguing and cutting each other off. See, Murda, this is the whole thing you gotta understand, Vlad. People gotta understand. My method to the madness is I don't watch my own videos. Any Vlad I did, Shannon Sharp, anything I do, I never watch back. Andrew Schultz, Kill Tony, I never watch it. I don't know if Murda's watching it.
Nah, I'll be watching that.
Because I'm not watching it, and I don't read comments, but I always embrace the hate, and I see who's hating.
I'm watching them
because I watch everything. But we appreciate everybody, Vlad. And what's your advice to people in the podcast world to embrace the hate? Like what advice you give us in this game right here?
I think that you have to figure out what exactly you're really good and passionate about. I think a lot of people try to chase what other people are doing, and it doesn't work out. Like Joe and Jada are authentically who they are, and that's why people like the podcast.
Right.
But a lot of people try to emulate other people, and it doesn't work. And not only that, but you have to be prepared to go a long time without making any real money. Because not only do you go in with a deal like you guys have, right? But even with the deal that you guys have to bring the numbers.
Of course.
So, you know what I'm saying? So if you guys will get the upfront deal, but then a year, 2 years into it, if you're not pulling the numbers, that deal will end. And you guys will have to start over, you know, on a different platform or your own platform or everything else like that. You have to be prepared to go in this in the long run. Vlad TV started in 2008. So we're now 18 years into this of doing this every day. Like literally no days off, no real vacations, you know, putting out content 365 days a year. Certain interviews hit, certain ones don't, but we just keep going. And a lot of people come in, do it for a little while and then see that it doesn't compete with the type of money they're already making. And then they quit. You see what I'm saying? Deal or no deal, you still have to look at it as a real job as opposed to just a side hustle.
Got you.
See what I'm saying? If you treat it seriously, you could do great with it. You know, Nori came in way after I did. He did great with it. Gillian Wallow came in way after I did great with it. Academics, Adam 22. You've seen a lot of people, but if you look at all those people, they took it really seriously. You know, whereas other people, it's just a little side gig. They do, an interview every so often. They do a podcast every so often. You know, Nicki Minaj, she was doing her radio thing every so often. It didn't really stick, right? Drake doing it every so often. You know, they get these deals, but they don't stick with it. So the people that are really, really successful, they take it 100% seriously and they stick with it. And whether they have a deal or whether they don't have a deal, they still are trying to put out the highest level of content because the deal is not going to stay if the numbers don't stay, don't coincide with the amount of money. Nobody goes into this game to lose money. And I talk to people all the time when, we have conversations and people expect, I want to get paid this much to do an interview. And it's like, well, this doesn't make financial sense. So no offense. I'm not saying you're not worth what you feel you're worth, but I know what it's going to make on my end. And there's no point of paying you twice what I'm going to make, right? That's just me putting myself in the hole. And I've had interviews where I've lost money, but not that often because I've gotten pretty good at figuring things out.
Vlad, you know what I want to know? Why do you interview Tony Yayo so much, Vlad?
Because he makes money.
I'm asking
he
Vlad.
He just told
now
you.
Now you cutting me and Vlad off.
He
Vlad,
just told
why
you.
Do you interview?
That's elementary, dear Watson.
I'm asking Vlad the question.
That's
Vlad,
elementary.
Why do you interview Tony Yayo so much?
Well,
that's something me and the whole crew wanted to know.
Look, the plan was not to interview Tony Yayo a bunch of times. The plan was just to do one interview, right? Mm-hmm. And, when we do an interview, we kind of do like a life story piece on that person. So as it so happens, and Tony remembers me and him were not on the best of terms when we did this interview. There was a little bit of tension.
I didn't like Vlad either, ladies and gentlemen, at a point. But Vlad is my brother now. Things could work out. Just like me and Fat Joe, things could work out. Look, shout to the volume. Shout to Joe and Jada. Look, he helped us get this deal over breakfast in Belgium or Germany, wherever he was at.
Yeah. And you could even tell in that first interview, me and him, there was a little bit of tense energy between us. Right? That whole shut the fuck up, that came from the first interview. But it came out And look, I could have cut out the whole shut the fuck up and go like, oh man, he disrespected me. Fuck that. I ain't gonna put that out. I mean, I have final cut. I could cut out whatever I want. But I'm like, no, I'm gonna run with this. This is actually funny. And this became a meme, right? To this day.
Meme. Why I say meme all the time?
Meme.
It became a
Don't worry,
meme.
I'm gonna help you with a couple of these
Go
words.
ahead. I know the words, but there's meme. There's a meme word too, right? There's meme and meme, or
no, it's just meme.
All right, cool. Go ahead.
Right.
Go ahead, Vlad.
Shit, it became a meme. The interview did big numbers. And then it's like, all right, let's try a second interview. Did the second interview and it did solid numbers. And then it became a profitable and mutually profitable relationship. And over time, it also became a personal relationship. Me and Tony started talking more offline, and I got to really see who he was as a person. And, it's like me and him started to vibe with each other and everything else like that, hung out, we would have breakfast at the country club and, and he's
shout to the Calabasas Country Club.
Yeah,
we're doing different things. Embrace the hate, man. I learned from Vlad. Vlad, they say, you're a culture vulture and you don't respect people. Tell them how much money you spent, because you spent the most money on guests.
I've paid out over $1 million to guests. And I could even like, if I had to, I could even break it down by each guest. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't think there's anyone in this space that has paid that amount of money to guests. And I feel like before I started doing it, this was considered a no-no in the media game. It's like, if you do an interview, it's supposed to be for free, right? 60 Minutes is free. Diane Sawyer free. Like, it's always, Oprah free. Radio stations free. So during the pandemic, I'm like, yo, listen, some of these people who are my regular guests are hurting right now. Like especially like the comedians. The comedians were hit the worst because they suddenly couldn't tour. And that's how they made their money. So I said, yo, let me start putting some money in some of these comedians' pockets that are still rocking with me. And now I'm not depending on just a favor or the relationship. It's like, yo, let's turn this into a real business. Like, yo, I'm going to pay you. I'm going to put it out. We're both going to make money. And that created a whole industry in and of itself. I remember when me and Birdman first had our conversation, he was like, man, like what you did was interesting because I never saw anyone pay for interviews. And now you've created a whole business around it. Now people support themselves through paid interviews. And now everyone pays, more or less, and so forth. And you've had all these businesses that have flourished. And the people who have gotten paid have now created their own careers and, created their own podcasts. Like you, for example, Tony, you went from getting paid to do interviews to now doing your own podcast.
I mean, definitely.
That's not a coincidence.
Me being on Vlad TV gave me the experience, and you got to have tough skin. You know what I'm saying? To be on YouTube, and you got to be smart and you got to be strategic. And to anybody, Vlad is one of them platforms that every artist or anybody should go to because it's a big platform. When I'm overseas in Europe, anywhere, everybody, the number one interviews they always talk about is Vlad TV. Even we did shout to the Black Caucus family out there in Albany. We was chilling with the mayor and the congressman, the attorney general. And, all of them was talking about, Vlad TV, they seen the interview, another viral one, another one in the books. It was great, good promo. You know what I mean? And they watch Vlad, and they, Smoke Duck is super viral. Shout to everybody. Every time they put it up, I'll definitely post them. And I think it's pretty dope because you got people from all walks of life that are showing how dope it is to vacation. So they're showing their vacation and they saying I'm eating smoked duck in Morocco. It's even more motivation for me. Yeah. Now I want to go places that we haven't been, I don't know where we haven't been. I definitely got to get to Haiti. That's one place. Shout out to my Zoes. That's one place I haven't been. We supposed to go to Wycliffe. What was that? Way back. But shout out to my Zoes. I definitely want to go to Haiti. Nice resort and just chill.
And you're Haitian yourself, right?
Yeah, definitely. Both parents. So.
And you've never been back?
Never been to Haiti. I'm born in America.
Wow.
I would have got deported if I wasn't born here because I had felonies and stuff. So they would have sent me back to Haiti.
Right, but I'm saying your family's from there. You've never been back. You should go, man.
Nah, that's one trip that I definitely want to take. All kind of things happen in Haiti, man. It's but it's a real beautiful country, beautiful water. You know what I'm saying? It's real nice resort. So, my mom's telling me that all the time. So I definitely want to go out there. And the food is amazing. Yeah. Ain't nothing like some Haitian rice, some lambi, you know what I'm saying? Haitian potato salad. Dominican people say it's their potato salad, though. The beet salad. Like I heard Dominicans say, that's our potato salad, but it's Haitian potato salad to me.
It's the same island. I've been to DR, but I've never been to Haiti, but it's the same island, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same island. Definitely, you could say that. But I love, I'm talking about the Haitian potato salad, which I love. It's like beets instead of regular just potatoes, it's beets in there too. So it's red. Okay. So I love that. But Dominican people do it the same way too. Shout out to the Dominican people. We in New York, man. You know how that go, man. But Vlad, you got a good ass setting behind you, man. I see the fireplace. You living good. I'll check you. I'm gonna come check you at the Calabasas country club. We walked in there. Yeah. They looked at us like we was crazy. But Vlad had our back. Vlad
made you take off your hat.
Yeah, they made you take off your hat. Real classy. We was the only black dudes in there. Me and Hollywood. Shout out to Hollywood, man. And thank you for your time on The Real Report, sponsored by Hard Rock Betting. We got Vlad TV
you
here.
You already know, Vlad. Me and you barely got to talk. It was just like another you and Yayo interview, but it's all good. Just The Real Report. The vibes.
Hey, man, he got to have his questions ready, man. You got to have...
Where's the pillow at, man? Where's the pillow?
Oh, no pillows today, man. No pillows today,
man. No pillows today.
So you on the West Coast? You on the West Coast now? Yeah, staying out the cold, man.
It's raining out here, but not like what y'all going through.
Yeah, we good. It's actually a little nice out here today.
The weather got a little better.
Got a little nice out here today. We a little pop.
You guys had a 20-year low, I heard, in terms of weather.
It was like Alaska.
Yeah. A little colder than that, they were saying.
2 weeks, right?
Yeah, it was colder than Alaska.
It's crazy. You know what? The thing I hate is the shoveling. It's like, for the city, y'all knock the snow out the street, right? But then y'all block everybody's car in. So when I go to Queens, everything was like a one-way. So don't have a big truck or anything like that, or, even having a regular car, it was crazy. They got to find, remember that thing we was talking about in Canada? They got to find a way to melt that snow or something. And then there's a conspiracy theory saying that it's fake snow.
It's fake snow.
It's been there for 2 weeks. Like your conspiracy theory.
Yeah, there you go. See, you started that too, probably, Vlad.
Man, listen, shout out to Rock Nation. Shout out to Jay-Z. The lawyers.
Free Tory Lanez.
Yeah,
No shout out to Megan, though?
Shout out to Megan Thee Stallion, too,
man. Everyone's caught in the middle of this shit.
And Klay Thompson.
And Klay Thompson now, right?
Yeah, shout out to all of them, man.
Listen, people ask whether Jay-Z's lawyers have approached me. No, they have not approached me. Because they know it's sarcasm. They know this is not some, what's the name of that? Jaguar Wright type shit. Right, they know it's sarcasm, and if they did approach me, I will say no problem. I'll publicly say it's sarcasm.
But if you get,
I've been saying it's sarcasm.
Vlad, but if you get ran off the road by a tractor trailer or something like that, go
for man, God damn.
Oh, Maybach rolls up.
Rock Nation, bro.
God damn. Damn.
Oh man, it's a joke, man.
Oh man.
Love you, Vlad, man. You my brother, bro. Go ahead. What you was gonna say, my fault.
I will say, man, if I get hit with a rock. You know where it came from. It's The Rock.
It's The Rock, dog. It's the rock,
man.
Yeah, man. Jay don't care, man. Jay doesn't care about none of this nonsense.
Nah, man. Guy's a billionaire. Nobody cares, man. Yeah, all these rich guys don't care, man. They don't care.
Nah. And I even though I predicted that Tory was going to go to jail, I have publicly said, because I did an academic stream the other day, I'm like, based on what he's gone through, he's been locked up for a couple of years. He got stabbed, hurt way worse than what happened to Megan. I personally feel that he deserves to come out at this point. I feel that he's paid his debt to society.
We all agree.
We all agree.
But me, I'm cop out master flex, man. I'm copping out. You say you got two. If you say you got two or a year probation, I'm taking that. What he would have got
if he copped out?
Yo, I had heard from some people around him that it was as low as 1.5 years.
No.
Yeah. But this was before, because you got to understand that Megan wasn't involved in the investigation originally. It wasn't until he started antagonizing her that she said, okay, I'm going to cooperate. Originally, she didn't want to cooperate. That's why she said, oh, I didn't get shot. I stepped on glass. She actually was trying not to escalate the situation with the police. But then he starts mocking her and everything else like that. And it's like, oh, okay. Now she started, and then that's when she started cooperating. Once she started to cooperate, but there was that window before her cooperation where you could have copped out to 1.5 years, end up doing whatever, 9 months, stay time, and been home and making music right now. But,
so when she did decide to cooperate, were they offering any other time besides the 10 years ago?
Yeah, I had heard it was like a year and a half, 2 years. Then I heard at one point it was like 4 years. But then at one point it was over. You know, it's like, all right, we're going to trial.
Yeah.
And you gotta, I mean, he was making songs about her. Who makes songs about the victim that they shot that's going to take the stand against them?
He did have a song, right? What was it called again? He did have a song out, didn't he?
He meant there's a lyric in there. You know,
I'm not sure
like how you get shot or something.
How much time Tory got in now, though?
What are you, like 8 years or something?
No, how much time he been in so far?
Like two years, I think.
Yeah, bring about 2, maybe going
about 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, but did you ever see the stabbing video? Did you watch the video?
I didn't see the stabbing video.
Oh my God, man. Like when you saw that, like that guy tried to kill him. That was not just like a message. Like he really tried to kill him. Like Tory's lungs collapsed. They had to airlift him to a real hospital.
Mm.
The prison hospital was not equipped to deal with those types of injuries. That's how bad it was. They had to airlift him to a whole different hospital and do surgery. So think about that whole situation, right? Whew.
That's crazy.
But once again, that's why I was like, oh yeah, Jay paid that dude to stab him up. No, what had happened was you got a dude who's a pedophile who's doing life in prison, who has a girlfriend on the outside. And Tory allegedly was flirting with her during visiting days. Now, think about just in the real world, trying to get a girl that you like and, form a relationship with her and find someone that you're compatible with and so forth. You're doing life in prison for killing an underage girl. It's a little harder for you to find a girlfriend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and now this R&B superstar is in there flirting with her. I can see how you would snap.
Yeah. Allegedly, we don't know if that's the story, but allegedly that's how it posted.
Allegedly, that's the story. That's the story. But if you look at Tory, man, all his problems always revolve around women. It all goes back to a woman every time.
Crazy.
Yeah. Yo, Vlad, you know what I want to ask you?
Crazy you say that.
What you think about LaRussell saying Lil Wayne never really said nothing in his music, meaning like no substance? I just seen the interview with that. He was like, he was a big fan of Lil Wayne, but I guess he said as he got older and revisited Lil Wayne's music, he said he realized that Lil Wayne wasn't saying nothing.
I don't know LaRussell personally. I know, he's from the Bay Area. So
he just signed to Rock Nation, being that we on the whole Rock Nation. He just signed to Rock Nation.
He just signed to Rock Nation. And I don't know him personally, so I can't say, well, this is what I think he was thinking. But from the outside looking in, I think that LaRussell has been independent for so long, has been under the radar because of that, is that now that he actually, has this opportunity, that he's getting all this attention, he's on Rock Nation, everyone's looking at him. I think he's turning up. He's trying to troll. He's trying to get on the algorithm. And by saying stuff like that, here we are talking about it.
Okay.
I think it was calculated.
So then what you was doing was trolling too then?
Right. We're all trolling.
Yeah, everybody's trolling.
Everyone's trolling. I mean, think about it. When you guys got into the altercation with Ja on the plane, you guys put the phone and started recording.
Trolling. Yeah, we was having fun.
You were
I was trolling him. I was having a little fun.
Murda trolled him.
I was trolling. I was having some fun with
But you know what's crazy about that? Murda had it for like 2-3 days.
Yeah,
so
I didn't even care about it.
He didn't really care about it. Yeah. And then, shout to TMZ, they started calling and it was like, yo, it is what it is. Yeah. Everybody have their opinion on it and saying, we the bullies, and some people saying, oh, that's what's up. And even congressmen and Senate was coming to us. Like, why did y'all kick Ja off the plane? I mean, some things just happen. When you got the mayor of Albany coming to you like, yo, why'd you kick Ja off the plane? All these Senate people and the governor, the governor? She was there. The attorney general.
The one that was beefing with Trump.
Yeah, they all there, and they all saying, why you kick him off the plane? We like, yo, sometimes things just happen. Then people saying what they would have did. I would have knocked him out. Y'all goofies. Y'all this. Y'all. Why would it? Listen, bro. We gotta fly and make money. So we damned if we do. We damned if we don't. If we would have snuffed them and got 86 off flights, everybody be like, yo, they stupid. Yo, 50, give me your job. 50. Let me get their job. They dumb. No more smoke duck. They would have shitted on you. And when we, you know what I'm saying? And when we don't do it, we goofies. Yo, they not like that. Don't ever let this podcast shit fool you, brother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because sometimes now we got the podcast so people feel, but everybody can have an opinion. And I learned from you embrace the hate.
Now, Vlad, something else I want to ask you. Do you think Michael Jordan could be canceled? Because it was just footage of him grabbing on the little kid butt.
Yeah, that was,
you know what I'm saying?
That was a little crazy shot.
I don't even know if he could be considered the GOAT no more, Lytro, after that butt grabbing he was doing. I'm just saying, Mike was doing a lot of butt grabbing. Mike was doing a lot of butt grabbing.
Hold on.
My man Lytro over here, we have a lot of debates about sports. You know, I think LeBron is the GOAT. He think Kobe's the GOAT. Then Michael Jordan is always in the,
of course,
supposed to be the king GOAT
as
and all that.
Vlad, he said, "Ask Vlad where he at." You know, Vlad's gonna say Jordan.
But I want to know: do you think Michael Jordan could be canceled because everybody else they videos out there surfacing of him grabbing the little kid butt and all that? No. But Ye said the kid parents didn't even look mad when Mike grabbed his butt.
Nah, they didn't even. I think that was. I don't know. I'm not gonna make an excuse for him, but people gonna say that's like a basketball celebration coming from him. Now, if it was somebody else, yeah, look wow. It do look wow. Don't get me wrong, but you hear people saying it's
pause?
AI. They say
was it a pause?
It was crazy, bro. It was. I'm not gonna say pause or nothing. It was crazy.
That's not a pause.
But listen to what I'm saying.
That was a pause.
All right, I'm gonna let you talk because you don't.
All right,
I
think the way Mike squeezed, it looked like if it was AI, then not. But the way Mike
I'm
was
not
squeezing,
saying that. But what I'm saying is, are you still gonna buy Jordans?
It was a pause. Look, let's look at the video.
It do look crazy,
I saw the video. The video was crazy.
Go back to
the video.
Look at that hand squeezing. Look at the hand squeezing. Then he did some more. Now, was that a pause, Jay?
It was crazy. I'm not saying it's not crazy. What I'm saying is it's Michael Jordan, so people gonna forget about it in a couple of days because it's Michael Jordan.
But as me and you just watching that video, was that a pause?
I'm not saying a pause. I'm saying it's crazy. It was crazy. It looked crazy.
It was a pause moment for Michael Jordan.
What do you think, Light? What you think?
I give it a pause.
You give it a pause, Vlad?
I give it a pause. Yeah.
Thank you. I don't know why he's trying to defend it.
No, I'm not saying a pause is totally different than what that was. That looks crazy.
Okay.
A little kid.
He gonna look. All right, I see what you're saying.
That's
Okay.
I don't even want to go there.
All right, okay, I got you.
Yeah, y'all talking about pause. That look crazy. What you think, like?
Beyond pause.
Right.
So would you still buy the Jordans?
It just look it looked crazy on the camera, but what I'm saying is it looked like a celebration, but it's Jordan. People gonna be like, no, if it was
you just said it's past pause. So I'm just trying to figure out would you still buying Jordans?
Who?
You.
I got Jordans on my feet now. You gonna wear them too?
I'm just saying because you said it's beyond pause. Like you said it's.
I mean,
bigger
it's
than
on the
pause.
people. I don't know. I just seen the video for the first time. All I'm saying to you is I heard about it, and some people were saying it's AI and it's not a big deal. And he just won what was that? Indy 500, NASCAR 500. That was his son. So I don't want to insinuate like that. Jordan is one of the GOATs. So I would just think it's a celebration. So I don't want to think like that. You know what I'm saying?
And that was the driver of the team.
Yeah, that's his first time winning. So I don't, you know what I'm saying? I know how it looked though.
I saw the video earlier. I'm glad that was your first time seeing it. Because now
it looked crazy.
Whoa. Yeah, all right.
I heard about it look crazy, but people say it's AI. But Jordan is still a GOAT.
That's not AI.
Not AI.
No, it's not AI. That's what people were saying.
No, it's not AI. Now that we know it's
brother,
not AI.
Calm down.
No, but it's not AI.
Calm down, brother.
Right.
I didn't say it wasn't AI.
We might have to take those Jordans off his feet, man.
Cool.
We might have to take the Jordans off his feet, Vlad.
What are you talking about? I mean, you'll never be able to do that. So once you ask me what size I wear, I know that means pop. I learned that on the island. You know what I mean? Free everybody on Rikers, man.
Free all the guys. Free all the guys.
I learned that on Rikers.
Yeah, but the Jordans might be no good no more. He might have
saying that you gonna be
niggas might have to take them Jordans off, man.
Oh my goodness, bro.
Niggas might have
now
to
you
take
taking
them
it too
Jordans
far.
off. I'm just saying.
This particular situation, I don't think he's really going to get canceled like this because it's not like he's doing this privately somewhere and they got a footage of him. Like he's obviously around a ton of people. Everyone's celebrating. I think he's trying to pat the kid out the way, sort of. And, the way he did it, I thought was inappropriate, but it's not like he's meeting underage kids or, this was a hidden video somewhere that, was just him and a kid by themselves. Like absolutely he'd be canceled if that was the case. But I think this is just him. Listen, Jordan is, everyone I've talked to that's played with him, he has a level of competition that's just insane, right? Like he will play dice with his security guards, for $1 and expect them to pay that $1 at the end. You know what I'm saying?
John,
like
about that money, man.
Yo, he remember he got caught up in the golf gambling situation. Like he really, like when he gambles or when he like competes, he's not like the rest of us. So I think that this is his first like whatever race car championship ever. So he's like, suddenly he's back into his Jordan mode. Like
he was just excited. He was excited.
Yeah, he's excited. He's just like
probably thought the kid was a teammate.
That's what it kind of looked like to me. It didn't look like, ooh, let me go feel up on this little kid's butt.
Yeah,
like,
even though you shouldn't be doing that to a teammate neither. But I don't know what's going on.
Let him talk,
I don't think so. And he's doing it in front of everyone.
I know you want to hear Vlad talk, that's your man, but it's okay.
He wasn't trying to. He knows he can't be slick about it. Everyone's filming this, so I just think he just caught up in the moment, and he's just That's what I think. But then again, listen, if some other shit come out, then they're gonna go back to this video again.
Definitely going back to that video. They definitely going back.
Vlad, who's your top 5 basketball GOATs?
In order or just 5, period?
In any order you want to.
Any order I want. Okay. Jordan, Shaq, Kobe, AI, and LeBron.
That's no order. That's just your top 5?
Top 5, yeah.
Got you.
That's a good top 5.
It's a good top 5.
Yeah.
I know my man liked me and my man liked you like, all right.
Yeah. People forget about Shaq a lot. Like Shaq was just the level of dominance he had. Who could push around Shaq out there? Anyone?
Nah, Shaq was the truth. Even though Hakeem used to be giving it to him.
Yeah.
Hakeem used to be giving it to Shaq. So out of Kobe, LeBron, and Jordan, how you rate them? Yeah, let's go.
Jordan, Kobe, LeBron.
Okay, that's your opinion, Vlad.
Jordan, Kobe, LeBron. Because I feel like when it comes down to it, when everything's on the line and that player has to hold the whole team down, I think that's the order that you see it in. When Jordan gets down in the finals, he don't even pass the ball to nobody, right? It's not a team sport anymore. It's
Light the Barber's happy over here, man. Shout to Light the Barber, man. Best barber in the U.S., man.
No, but I can see an argument for LeBron being the GOAT.
Of course. There you go, Vlad. Of course. Yeah. Of course.
These are all valid arguments.
That's just Vlad's opinion. It's just Vlad's opinion. Yeah. LeBron the GOAT.
Yeah. I mean, listen, man, my man John Sally, he just came by the house recently. That's my man, but that's my actual friend. But I'm not going to say he's better than Jordan. You know what I mean? He wouldn't say that either. Right. But I think those three, there's an argument you could switch all those three around depending on who you are. And I feel like the younger generation, because you're younger than me, Murda, I feel like they just gravitate towards LeBron because they got to see it in real time. There's something different. Like, I got to experience Thriller when it came out. I remember going to the store and buying the cassette and hearing the songs I remember seeing the Beat It video, seeing the Thriller video, seeing the Bad video, everything else like that. Like this is brand new music. You can't go back to some old shit and have the same experience of the person who actually lived through it. Right. This is why I'm not a huge Beatles fan, because I'm just too young for that. Right. But my older cousins, they love the Beatles they're like Jesus. But, for the younger generation, it's going to be LeBron. For the older generation, it's going to be Jordan. In the middle, it's going to be Kobe. And people just gravitate because they're seeing the games in real time. They're going to the games. They're experiencing it. They're meeting the players sometimes. Like an 18-year-old doesn't really know about Jordan like that. They can watch the tapes. They can wear the shoes, but it's not like actually experiencing, the three-peat and everything else like that. And just how Jordan came in, and think about it. Before Jordan, it was a totally different NBA. It was
slow. It was slow. It was way slow.
People were not. Yeah, just the hype of it. Like, who was really buying Magic Johnson's Converses? People wore them. But it wasn't like when the Jordan 3s came out, it was like, yo, what is this? Like, this is
Magic Johnson had Converse? I didn't even know that.
Yeah. He had
what was they called? The Weapons?
They had Magic, you had Larry,
Magic Larry.
Larry Bird had sneakers too?
Yeah, him and Larry Bird, I think, had Converses.
They was all weapons. They was all
The weapons? I never knew that.
Oh, I never even knew that. That's some
neither.
basketball history right there.
But they were just the regular looking, regular looking basketball shoes. Like the Jordan 1s are kind of some regular looking basketball
Choose
shoes.
your weapon. Oh, like Lethal Weapon. Oh, choose your weapon.
Wow. That's crazy.
That's crazy. Look at that. Okay.
Yeah. Jordan came in and like, people weren't getting robbed for sneakers until the Jordans came out. Right? You never hear of people getting robbed for their Pumas.
No,
I like the Jordans.
You ain't lying.
And the price point was crazy. It was so expensive at the time. It was like, these are investments on your feet.
Hey Vlad, you know what makes Jordan special to me? And like when we just watched the All-Star game, right? Who won? The East or the West? Who won? The All-Star game.
Yeah, the young boy. They did it different this year. They had the All-Stars, the young and coming, and they had the World League.
The World League. So who won?
The young boys. The young boys.
Right, the young boys won, right? Back in the days, didn't Michael Jordan do the slam dunk contest?
Right.
Now, it would the world make the All-Star game crazy if we had LeBron, Wembyana, and give me somebody else you would think.
Ant Edwards, I think, should be in there.
And Edwards. Say
Johnson
we all had
Atlanta.
them. John Morant. Say we had them in a slam dunk contest. You know how much views would go up for the All-Star game? No more stars really want to do nothing. When you see LeBron is not doing a slam dunk contest, but Jordan did. So that to me, that's what make it better. Kobe
did it too.
Oh, Kobe did it too. Oh, all right, there you go. Like Kobe did it too, y'all.
The most notable stars did it.
But imagine if them names was on a slam dunk contest roster.
It be popping right now. It be popping.
That come up with it because
Shout out to my guy Mo, powered by Indoor in the building.
For sure, Indoor in the building.
they may be running out of dunks too, dude.
Yeah, but now if you look at some of these high school kids, I be seeing some clips on the gram of some of them kids that be doing some of these dunks. They be getting busy. They need to bring them in the league to at least entertain the people, man. They don't got to be in the league before a slam dunk contest. Go get the best dunkers in the world and let them get busy. The young white boy, he was killing it. I think he on Indiana now, son. He was killing it for a minute, though.
You call him the young white boy? What's his name?
I forgot his name.
The young white boy.
He was
You hear him, Vlad?
He was on Indiana, man. They know who I'm talking about. Vlad know who I'm talking about. He won the slam dunk contest, I think, 2 or 3 years in a row.
Yeah, I remember.
McClung. Yeah,
Yeah,
McClung.
I know it's sports.
McClung.
That's him.
Young, he was killing it. He was killing the dunk contest. I don't know why they didn't have him in it this year.
I mean, isn't it sort of like, but now you got these dudes like Wemby who are just, they don't even have to dunk. They just walk over and just put the ball in. Damn.
But just imagine his name being in the slam dunk contest with LeBron, John Morant, and Edwards or something. Just imagine that lineup. That alone will sell an All-Star game, bro.
Yeah,
Stars need to start doing that. That's what we want to see for the slam dunk contest and the three-point contest. You know what I'm saying? Stuff
I
like
don't know
that.
why they don't. Well, I mean, I guess it's just, I don't know.
What's the real report?
I do know. No, I do know. You know what the real reason is?
Why?
They would lose to smaller names. LeBron would lose the slam dunk contest. Right?
Yeah, LeBron's too old now, but
I'm saying, but a lot of these bigger names would lose to the smaller names.
Yeah.
And they would look like they're losers. You know, I mean, I think that's.
And they think it would hurt the brand or something like that. They feel like it would hurt the brand, things like that.
Sell less shoes and blah blah blah. You know, like Luka.
Okay, LeBron is an icon.
Star, you know, he lost the slam dunk contest. Like, nah, fuck these shoes. Like, I think that's what it is. The perception, because it's a solo competition. It's not like, okay, well, I lost the All-Star game, but I was with a whole bunch of other players. You know, whatever. I played a one-on-one competition and I lost to someone who's a
There's
waste.
no excuse when Jordan and Kobe do it, like Light said. There's no excuse.
But did they?
If Jordan and Kobe did the slam dunk contest, there's no excuse for no other star or icon not to do it, bro. I'm just keeping it real. My opinion.
Yeah, man, I would love to see it, but I just don't think it's gonna happen. You know, you think SGA gonna do a, you know?
Nah, everybody protecting their interests now. They're
Everyone protected their brands, their interests. Very more money in it now.
Yeah.
So what happens is that when you have these slam dunk contests, it's a bunch of dudes that are like, you know, role players and stuff like that. They're, you know, like the white boy you mentioned. You know, we're all talking about him now, but he had nothing to lose. He don't have his own shoe.
Oh, you don't got no problem with Vlad call him the white boy?
Who?
Who? Vlad. Vlad just said the white boy.
I was letting y'all talk.
Oh, all right. Now you letting us talk. Now he letting us
I told
talk.
you I'm not here to argue.
I don't want to hug. You cut me off when I said the white boy. You let Vlad say the white boy.
I'm chilling, man. I'm in chill mode, bro. You know, Vlad, I'm in chill mode. I'm in journalistic mode. I'm in work mode, you know. And
it's the real report.
That's what I came to do, and that's what we're going to do. And, you know, like, share, subscribe. It's The Real Report. Today we have Vlad TV. Big guest, man.
Whoa!
You know what I mean? Straight from the West Coast.
Appreciate you, Vlad. Appreciate you.
And y'all know, we're sponsored by Hard Rock Betting. You know what I'm saying? Get your betting right with Hard Rock Betting. You know how we do. It's The Real Report. Another episode. We the most consistent. We gonna keep working.
Whoa!